In addition, you probably are going to find that these cylinder cells, these high output cylinder cells, are significantly more expensive than pouch cells of a similar current rating. So, is this the future of batteries? No.
During one of JB's live streams, he was asked about his opinion on the relatively new tabless lithium-ion cells. And the answer that he should have given was, "I don't have experience with them yet, so I can't give you any good information." Unfortunately, the answer he gave was a lot of bad information. Now, normally something like this we could just let go and pass on as an honest mistake, but the problem is I was recently looking for good, reliable information on tabless cells as a viable option to replace my LiPos, and had I found his stream first before finding the actual information, I would have written them off as unusable. I'm not sure what he was reaching for in this comparison, but everything he grabbed just made it worse, especially when he compared their energy density, their weight, and their price. First, a few things that I will agree with for the foreseeable future. The smallest micro quads will continue to use lithium polymer batteries because an 18650 is just too big and heavy for the smallest quads. Some toothpick designs can happily carry them around, but that's about it. And hardcore freestylists and hardcore racers will probably continue to use lithium polymers because they still do give the absolute most discharge rate. And for those pilots who are hammering the throttle for the majority of their flight and even willingly sacrificing packs to win a race or get an epic shot, those pilots will probably stick with LiPos. Now on to the main reason why I'm trying to perform damage control on JB's answer towards tabless cells, and that is the casual freestyle pilot, which just so happens to make up the majority of pilots in this hobby. The individuals who can benefit most from these cells were completely ignored. You see, for the longest time, freestyle pilots were forced to use the bulky, temperamental, limited flight time of lithium polymer batteries because their amp draw requirements were more than the previous technology of lithium ion could safely provide. But now, with tabless cells having an average discharge rate, and some are better, some are worse, but with the current available batteries, the average continuous discharge rate is 70 amps, with a 140 amp 3-second burst on the particular packs that I'm using. This is more than enough for aggressive cruising and casual freestyle. You can do punch-outs, aggressive maneuvers and tricks without worrying about if you're pushing your battery too hard anymore. You're not a racer who's constantly pinning the throttle, but you have that power when you need it. And you're flying for more than 5 minutes now. On average, I'm getting 15 minutes on these packs, 20 if I really go easy on them, but this means that I can spend 5 minutes in one spot, and I don't have to swap out batteries to go to the next. There are plenty of more benefits between lithium ion and lithium polymer that I'm not covering in this video, but just know that if you plan on building your own packs, and that is the caveat, is you have to build them to make this justifiable. But if you're willing to do so, these are absolutely worth it. They will replace your lithium polymer batteries, and for casual freestyle, these are the future of this hobby. Now, for the record, the packs I'm using here cost me $35 on the high end per pack. That is including tax, shipping, heat shrink, nickel strips, solder, balanced lead, XT60, and main leads, of course, including the cells. $35 on the high end. Some are even cheaper, some are a little more expensive. But that's per pack if I build them, including everything. And I'm still a 4S pilot, so a 6X would probably be about $45 with the 2 extra cells and everything else you need, but still, that is really good for the flight time you're going to get out of these. Most flights, when I land, the batteries are cool to the touch, and even when I fly aggressively, they're lukewarm at worst. I will say this, though, for the people who have been building previous lithium-ion packs, there is more involved when welding these cells together because they have a high amp discharge rate. You need to ensure that the connections between cells can handle their amperage. Anyways, at the end of the day, these are absolutely worth it to build, and I wish JB would test them before answering questions about them.